Yeah. Oh, I just got louder. Oh, everybody just got louder. Do you feel that sometimes? Like all of a sudden your voice in this world has become louder and it's being heard more, or maybe your presence or your spirit is. What a perfect example of that. And sometimes I just get loud anyway. But anyway, good morning. Welcome to Unity Athens. We're so glad to see everyone in person. If you're missing us, come on in person. If you're in the area or if you're living out of state, just please try to be here anyway. So we would like to start with an opening prayer. And it's been a week, and we all know that. And there were a lot of prayers going on this week. Some tears and some prayers and some tears and some prayers. I would like to acknowledge Martha Cook for writing this particular prayer, and I'm going to read it. It starts with some affirmations, and then it goes into some very deep healing statements. So if you're at home and you want to relax and let out a breath and just center in the knowingness that Spirit really is in everything. It is in everything, even when we're not seeing it, even in the events of the last few weeks, because it wasn't just this week, it was before that also. So pause with me now and hear these words, and if they resonate with you, take them deep into your heart and into your soul. God is all, everywhere present. We know that we are one with this divine source energy, and everything we need is available here. We know that God is present in every situation, so God is present with these families now. We know that God's love is holding and comforting these families in their community, our country, and our world. We know that our prayers are powerful, and as we center ourselves in these truths and send out healing energy from our heart space, we can be a source of healing and hope for others. We see all people who are grieving, finding peace and comfort in their connections with their higher power and with each other. We see communities coming together and supporting one another and healing and finding strength to go forward. We see God's love infusing all people, and consciousness shifting in our country toward more compassion and empathy for all. We are so grateful to know the truth of the peace and the power of our oneness with the divine, and the power of our prayers, to help and to heal and to uplift ourselves and to uplift others. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Martha, for that beautiful prayer. Martha is one of our prayer chaplains, and we have a prayer chaplain on duty this morning, Nita Matthews-Morgan. So if you have a prayer request after the service, go up to Nita and say, Nita, would you pray with me? And she's already smiling and nodding her head in the beautiful way that she does. So we'll know that. And we'll have Nita read our daily word right now.
Do you hear me? My husband's here, and he's been full of dad jokes since he came here. But our whole family suffers with that affliction. Yes, this is being broadcasted too, right? Worldwide, yes. No, we love his dad jokes. This is for tomorrow, for Memorial Day. I remember and give thanks today. With reverence, I honor those who have come before me. I may lay flowers on a gravesite or participate in a sacred ceremony. No matter how I remember, the love and respect I hold in my heart keep these dear ones alive forever in my mind and heart. With this thought, I bless them for their unique contributions, courage, and selflessness. I also bless family members who contributed to my life, knowing I am here because they lived. I honor their legacy by giving thanks for my place and my family. I bless friends who are no longer present in my life. I give thanks for the love and laughter we shared. In a spirit of gratitude and respect, I resolve to fill this day with love, light, peace, and respect. I will think of them and remember. And from Proverbs 10, verse 7, the memory of the righteous is a blessing.
Thank you so much, Nita. We do have some announcements. It never fails. People are so excited about announcements. If you are not receiving our weekly newsletter, you can receive it by just sending us an email at unityathens@gmail.com. This includes all the goings on, the classes, things coming up, Sunday ideas and guest speakers and messages, and lots of wisdom also. So let us know at unityathens@gmail.com, and please consider reading it if you are getting it so that you can know what's coming up, and would love to have you here. Next Sunday will be the rededication of the chaplains here during our Sunday service. So that's very important. Hope you can be here for that. The following Sunday, I will be up at Unity Village because I'm getting ordained Unity on the Monday, the 13th. So our guest speaker and musician will be Jennifer Farron, and she's always wonderful, and I know it's just great to be here with her. The following Sunday, Beth Beloit will be giving message and music. And the following Sunday, I will be back, and we'll have a party in the back room after the service. Everyone's going like, oh, yay, a party, food, yay. Yes, no alcohol, but food and coffee and wonderful things. And we're going to celebrate a number of things that are going on here, including my ordination and my birthday. Because I'm going to be 74. Oh, how exciting is that? Other announcements, Peggy's morning chat continues to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 to 7:30. People enjoy that so much, especially if you're an early riser and you just want to start your day with principle, because that's what unity is. It's a principle. These faiths and these beliefs that we have are principles, and we use them in our life to make our life better. I'll give an example of that in a little while during the message. Other things that are going on, we still have 2 classes for our Thursday in-person class, this coming Thursday and the following one. Feel free to stop in, even if you haven't been able to be to any of them. It's really easy to pick up on it, and we are studying the book, The Science of Successful Living by Raymond Charles Barker, who is an amazing author. So hope you can be here for that. We'd love your ideas. Ideas are, to me, they're the essence of spirit. So if you have ideas of how we can do more things during these summer months or going into fall, I know it's a long way away, but fall will be here after summer. It happens every single year, no matter what. Let us know. Fundraising things, ways to get together. And which reminds me, next Sunday after the service, 3 o'clock at the library, the Voices of Truth, a gospel choir that is amazing, will be performing at the library. I see some heads nodding. They are wonderful indeed. Absolutely, David says. So it's a free concert, and we'd love to wear our Unity t-shirts like Betty has on today and show up at the library and express ourselves as, actually, I'm very fond of gospel music, so we express ourselves as being part of that and getting out more in the community. Pride Parade is coming up. We had not had a lot of time to get that organized, but if you're interested in trying to participate in that, please talk to Betty Rice. I don't know how much we'll be able to do this year, but it's always good to have a presence if possible. And Juneteenth will be on June 19th, and I believe there are some things going on with that. Michelle Brown is here today, so talk to her if you have any ideas on how to participate in that. That's the end of announcements, and that deserves a bigger yay. Yes, Nita?
What time is the gospel show at the
3 o'clock on that Sunday, so that's next Sunday, June 5th. So, end of announcements. Any applause or cheers at end of announcements is always a good thing. Always a good thing. Yes. We're going to have time for meditation. We'd like to hear a song to just put us in that space. And for me, that's Denise Rosier's song, I Know God. I tend to cry every time I hear it because it's so powerful. In a world where so many not are lost, but in a world where so many feel lost. Feel the essence of that in her beautiful lyrics. I know God. Thank you. Yes, you can turn the light off. If you're at home, might consider lighting a candle, getting comfortable for meditation, which will follow.
I am one, simple and plain, no superpowers, no famous name, but I stand tall, 'cause I believe something greater has come alive inside of me. I have felt the Spirit stirring in my soul.
Feel that in your soul.
Deep in my soul. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God. I am one, but I'm not alone. When I'm with you, I am home. Side by side, we find the truth. When the Spirit in me meets the same in you, I have felt this fire burning in my soul. Deep in my soul. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God.
As we speak peace, as we know peace, as we are peace,
I
that
will
spreads
give
peace.
love, I will speak peace.
As we give love, more love is
All
created in our
because
world.
of the love that's got a hold of
As
me.
we speak peace, more peace is created.
So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel lost, in a world where so many feel
to start meditation. This poem written by Lowell Fillmore. Lowell was the oldest of Charles and Myrtle's children. It's called The Answer. When for a purpose I had prayed and prayed until my words seemed worn and bare with arduous use, and I had knocked and asked and knocked and asked again, and all my fervor and persistence brought no hope, I paused to give my weary brain a rest and ceased my anxious human cry. In that still moment, after self had tried and failed, there came a glorious vision of God's power. And lo, my prayer was answered in that hour. Lowell Fillmore. So we begin this time of meditation. Perhaps light a candle if you're at home, get comfortable, perhaps ground yourself with your feet on the floor, feeling the essence, the ions from Mother Earth rising up, your feet of faith, your power of faith, the faith that gets us through everything and anything, the faith of knowing there is light in this world. And we breathe and hold it as long as we're comfortable, and then we let go. And even if you're not here in person, you can feel that you are part of that energy, that peace, that quietness. We hold you in that. This is a group, a community of faith, a teaching, a belief system that God is everywhere present and in you and in all. So we breathe, focusing on the breath, perhaps with a mantra. Resting in the stillness. Knowing that life is more than any moment. It is more than our physical presence here in these bodies. It is more than anything going on in the world. God is. You are. Feel that. Perhaps say, God is. I am. God is. I am. If fear and doubt or pain or sorrow is showing up in your life, breathe in God. Know your divine essence already within you. Know that your faith is strong. Your peace is effervescent. Moving in and moving out and making change. You are a light in this world. Your life makes a difference just by being you. And we become more still and more quiet as we turn within, knowing that oneness, holding it in the warmth of a spiritual hug, and yet able to disperse it, to send it out, to touch others, to make change, to uplift sadness, sorrow, anger, fear. And the more we send it out, the more it grows within us. As we breathe. You are a light in this world. God is with you. You are a light in this world. God is with you. We send that light out. Focusing again on the breath. Opening our eyes when we're ready. Perhaps turning on your light. This morning, this book kind of called from the bookshelf. The universe is calling. Makes sense, it was calling. The book was calling, the universe was calling, Eric Butterworth was calling. He's the author of Discover the Power Within You, and many others. Led a very large ministry in New York while he was in the body. And I was like, okay, it's kind of yellowed. I've had it a long time. It wasn't overly marked up, which means I either read it very quickly or I just decided not to mark in this one. But there was a little bookmark in it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what page that's on, and I wonder where this came from. You can see that. It's a little lottery ticket, yes. And it's really colorful, and there's some cherries on it. Top prize, $1,500. My prize, a part of that, $2. And it's very old, and it's from Montana. It's probably no good anymore because it's from Montana, and it was probably one of my first trips out there, which would have been 6 or 7 years ago. And I probably maybe bought it on the way home and didn't have time to stop and get my $2, and that's okay. I saved Montana $2. I should tell them thank you note. But the page that it was on, it struck me when I was reading this, and I want to share it with you all. He says, he's talking about different things, God within us, as he does. He says this, now to sum up, when you attend a church service or a Sunday lecture, and you owe it to yourself to do so often, I did not write that. Eric Butterworth wrote that, okay? In your mind, make a transposition to a service of, quote unquote, creative worship. Predetermine, okay, we can't predetermine, but you can determine now. Predetermine that you will find a renewed awareness of who you really are today. A whole and complete child of God. Enter the experience not looking to find God, but confidently bringing God with you to the service as you. And in the opening prayer of the service, whatever the words, you go within and call to remembrance, quote unquote, your own unique oneness with the creative flow, so that you will not be a mere spectator in the grandstand or out in wherever you are watching in from or here, but an active participant with your own resources to give. He goes on, finishes up with, approach your Sabbath experience in this way and you will always receive a great blessing for being there. And it will be more than a receiving, it will be a giving way to your own imprisoned splendor. And idealistic as it sounds, the world will be a better place because you went to church that day. Wow. I'm going to put my Montana bookmark back in that spot. We can all learn from that. You make the world a better place. And you don't have to go to church, but I don't like saying that because I really like people when they are here and they're able to watch online. It helps our energy stay high. But it's really everywhere you go, you are in church, quote unquote. And back to Lowell's poem, which we started out with, which I want to emphasize, this is all of us. And if you don't know about Lowell, he probably, one quote says, he probably did more to popularize the unity teaching in the 20th century than either of his parents, because he was editor of Weekly Unity magazine, which is the historic Unity magazine from what it's become now. And he was author of the column, Things to be Remembered. He was president and CEO for at least 50 years and was well loved and respected and well presented in a scholarly book of Unity's history called The Unity Movement, The Evolution and Spiritual Teachings. So listen to this again, if you will, because I was doing this week, doing so much praying, and I was on a personal retreat and had a nice lake to walk around, but it wasn't quite as pretty through the tears, okay? But it was also soothing. When for a purpose I had prayed and prayed. You've done that? Prayed and prayed, and nothing seems to change. Until my words seemed worn and bare with arduous use, and I had knocked and asked and knocked and asked again. And all my fervor and persistence brought no hope. I paused. In that pause, there's power. Do you pause before you speak to someone? Do you pause before you enter a new segment of your day? Do you pause when you're praying? What does the pause do? Helps align us, correct? Helps give us a moment to think about what we're going to say next or what we're going to think next. Paused to give my weary brain a rest and ceased my anxious human cry. In that still moment, after self had tried and failed, there came a glorious vision of God's power, and lo, my prayer was answered in that hour. So what do we do in difficult times? can pray like that. We can ask God for change, can send love and light, and thoughts and prayers. There's been some feedback on that phrase on Facebook. Enough thoughts and prayers, we need policy and change. Well, we do need policy and change, but we also need thoughts and prayers. It's not just this week. It was Buffalo. It was so many other things that have been going on. What can we do to make a difference? How shall we pray then in all of this? And what do we do when the answers to our prayers don't seem to be coming, when change doesn't seem to be made? What can we do in times of trauma, loss, grief, and awfulness? Pray for others. One thing I did on this retreat, because I was just so sad, and I had a good friend with me, and a friend was very sad also, was to set up some candles. So I ran out to the public store and I got some. Well, first I asked the manager where the candles were, and he sent me to aisle with the birthday candles, and that wasn't going to work at all. So then I found the aisle with the bigger candles and bought some candles, came back to where we were staying, and there were some candles that the host had set up as Airbnb, set up in the fireplace area. And on the way, it's like a rose path at Lake Junaluska, which you can see if you go for the retreat in September. There were all these rose petals on the ground. So I picked up rose petals and brought them back, and we made aluminum foil, candles, and rose petals. And we lit the candles, and as we lit the candles, we spoke who we were lighting the candles for. It could be a group, it could be people that were worried, people that were sorrowing, people that had passed. But for change in our world also. People that are traumatized by such things. It's very easy to be. So you can do that. You can do that at home. When something's bothering you, or you're just, as Lowell said, when the prayers just don't seem to be enough, we can pause. We can try something else. We can meditate at a different level. We can light a candle. We can write a note. We can envision our world full of kindness and love. What else can we do? I thought of this for myself because in this most recent incident with so many children being now separated from their parents and parents not having certain children with them, what about the children that don't have parents across our country today? The kids in foster care. I thought, oh, that's something I can do. I can support CASA here in Athens, other places around the country that are working to help these kids that would love to have a parent loving them, or an advocate, or someone to help them through that stage of they're in foster care and all of a sudden they're 18 and they're pretty much on their own and they don't have parental care. And I'm thinking, you can think of things yourself to make a difference, but that helped me. We can pick up a booklet. I was looking around, I said, oh, I always keep one of these handy because I love the title of it, How to Stay Centered No Matter What, which the Unity publishers came out with at the beginning or halfway through our first year of pandemic. And this particular article, each one of these is on the 12 powers. This one's on faith. I won't read the whole thing. I'm going to synopsis it a bit. It's by Trish Yancey, who's a LUT and a CSE, and she's saying, my faith assures me that every event in my life has meaning and brings gifts. She said everything happens for a reason has been tossed around so much that it has nearly become a meaningless cliche. Everything happens for a reason. There's good in everything. And she said she went through this thing in her life. In 2019, white stone ceremony, like we do here, she picked up the stone and she was looking for a guiding word. And the word was purpose. I said, okay. Within weeks, her daughter, mother of 2 young children, shattered the bones in her leg simply by stepping off a curb. She had major surgery, and it was quite a while before she had any semblance of normalcy in her life. She went in her survival mode, helped her daughter so much, and then her husband had major heart surgery. And then there was some kind of infection behind the heart surgery. And everything just piled up and piled up and piled up on her. For 2020, the word for my white stone was sink. Not S-I-N-K, but S-Y-N-C, which is very interesting because it's kind of the opposite of sink. Medical journeys continued for her daughter and her husband. And then COVID came along, and she said this: what is it we collectively need to see? To center, to pause, there's the pause again, to breathe, to pray, seek and you will find. You will find what you believe you will find, good or bad. Knock and the door shall be open. Not quite like Lowell said, he knocked and no answer, and he knocked and no answer. She says, I can't explain it in words. It's beyond words. I can feel it, though, when I let myself be still and know. I am God, you are God, it's all God. Do you believe that? Really? Because if you do, no matter what you face, you will find Godness within it. The reason and purpose will be there for you to claim. And it won't take a crisis or pandemic for you to realize how powerful your faith can be. How powerful your faith can be. We can look for the good, the heroes. We talk about that a lot here. We can make a difference. Voting makes a difference. We can make policy changes by voting, by being aware of who and how we're voting. Supporting a cause, looking for the good, the heroes, the stories of love and light versus sadness. And on this Memorial Day, when we honor those that have passed in support of our country, it's more than soldiers, people in the military. It's people that have worked for our country, our politicians, yes, all of them, our nurses, our medical staff that have helped us get through these very interesting last 2 years. When you pray, if you will, let your prayer include everyone. For those that seem to be haters, for those you don't like. To me, moving beyond the what I like and the what I don't like, people that are doing right and the people that I don't see are doing right, when I can move beyond that and see that light in everyone, I think it helps them know God. Just like Denise Rosier sang at the beginning. In a world where so many feel lost, I know God, and they can know God too. It's an energy. This is an experience we are having. A spiritual experience, perhaps cosmically set up long before we showed up on this earth. Your prayers are powerful. Consider writing them down and repeating them, lighting that candle, finding something that supports you, whether it's a booklet or a reading, and taking time to just be in the peace. I hold visions. I've been doing it with Ukraine, of people putting down their guns. It's been happening over there. And as a wise one said recently, right here in this building, we should be praying for our country that way. Let's see those guns being put down and big change coming. I hope your Memorial Day gives you time for peace and time for love. This is from Myrtle Fillmore, Healing Letters. Many of the most important and necessary things in life are free gifts from God. Yay, you get a free gift from God today. Doesn't even have to be your birthday. And we may have them constantly without any thought of doing anything in return for them. The air we breathe, the sunlight, the beauty of nature, the out of doors for recreation and rest and inspiration, pausing there, because when she was a young girl, she would sit by this creek and just let God speak to her. Just let God speak to her. So perhaps you can find some water you can sit by. For all these, we should be thankful to God, and we should be appreciative enough to make the best use of them, that we may more perfectly interpret God's plan in us. May God's plan in you be clear. May it be sweet and powerful. May you see it. And in seeing it, I believe you will light up to such an extent that others will see it in you and spark their own knowledge of their own plan. Namaste, and so it is. We always like to offer the opportunity for prosperity, and we do that by reminding ourselves to give where we are inspired, to where we are spiritually fed, to where we feel we are making a difference in the world. We have a sacred exchange basket, and we pass that around. I know a lot of people like to donate online or consistently. We pass the basket around anyway. I promise I won't put my Montana lottery ticket in there, but thank you, because it's really cute in the book. We pass that around if someone would like to get it, and just, you don't need to walk with it, just pass it through the room, knowing, I forget myself, when I'm feeling a little less than financially, I forget that it's just so easy to change that by giving. It just changes everything. So put our thoughts, our gifts, the thoughts of our prosperity over our heart, and we say our affirmation together. It's our sacred exchange affirmation, knowing that as we give, we receive. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am so blessed. Thank you, Infinite Spirit, Mother, Father, God, Divine, all that is. Amen, and so it is. Just a reminder, if you would like to pray with the prayer chaplain, just talk to Nita after the service. Remember that next Sunday, think about going to the library for a wonderful gospel concert, and our many other things that are coming up. If you're not getting our newsletter, please let us know, unityathens@gmail.com. And oh yes, this coming Wednesday will be meditation service here with me from 1 o'clock until 2. We do that the first Wednesday of every month. Thank you so much for being here today. We'll say our prayer of protection together, and then Kevin will play I Send My Love Over the Mountains. The light of God surrounds us. Let's pause after each one of these, okay? Let's start again and just kind of breathe it in for a second. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you that are watching online, please know that you are blessed and loved. Your life makes a difference. You are not alone. And we send you love and blessings from Unity Athens. And so it is. And the music has been hiding today. It actually found a little secret hiding place and disappeared off the computer, and Kevin very diligently found it again. But if we can't find it, that's okay. There it is. You want to sing along? That would be wonderful.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power, over the mountains. I send my power, over the sea. I send my power, into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send peace over the mountains. I send peace over the sea. I send peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power, over the mountains. I send my power, over the sea. I send my power, into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me. It returns to me. It returns to me.